Hi guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Favor. Welcome. Today's topic is very juicy. We're going to be talking about all you need to know about the latest switch visa process in the UK. I'm not an immigration officer, but I have done my research and I can tell you for sure that this is too good offer you do not want to miss out. If you'd like to know more, grab a pen, grab a notepad. It's time to get some lessons. Let's jump right into it. So before we jump right into today's topic, ensure you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because I've got some more juicy details coming up in my next videos and you do not want to miss out. Turn on the notification bell so you're notified every time a new video drops. Subscribe to the channel once again if you haven't, because you just looked away without subscribing. Okay, so let's jump right into it. What is the switch visa process? Before now, that's the period when I'm shooting this video, which is in 2023. You could only get the skilled workers visa, also known as the tier 2 visa, if you had a sponsor who was a sponsor in terms of an organization who was willing to sponsor you through the process, and the person had a license and the person was willing to pay for your visa, and then you had completed your studying in school and you were ready to get a job and the person was willing to employ you. So this is the perfect scenario. You come into the UK, you come into the UK as an immigrant, you complete your studying, you apply to a job or an organization. The organization has the sponsorship certificate. They're willing to sponsor you. They're also willing to give you a job. So you get your job, you get the sponsorship, voila, you have the skilled workers visa. The skilled workers visa could span from 3 to 5 years depending on the number of years that is applied for by your sponsor. However, you can only work for the person who sponsors you, obviously, because if you're here on a workers visa sponsored by an organization, you can only work within that period for that particular person. So the work visa says you're allowed to work for this particular company for this number of years. I hope that is as simple as possible. Now, with the new process, the switch visa process. The switch visa is one of the latest developments of the UK immigration visa process. With the switch visa, it means, first of all, you do not have to finish studying before you're able to switch your visa. So if you're in the UK on any visa, I'm going to list the exceptions shortly after this. So if you're in the UK on any visa, particularly if it's a graduate visa or a student visa or any other visa apart from the exceptions, which I would list shortly, you can switch to the skilled workers visa. So it means you do not even have to wait till you're done with your studying before you're able to switch to the visa. Sounds really interesting, right? I told you it was too good to be true. So you can switch to the skilled workers visa. Now the interesting part is you also do not have to wait till your organization is able to financially pay for your sponsorship. In terms of your organization does not have to sponsor you financially, you can now pay. So provided your organization has a sponsorship certificate and the organization or the occupation or the job is one that is listed on their website. I'm also going to put the link in the description box below for you to check out the jobs and the codes that are applicable to the job. So each job has a code and then you check if that job is such that can be sponsored. So if the job is listed, for instance, jobs like engineering, law, and healthcare, obviously healthcare is a shortage occupation. I'll also delve right into it as soon as I can. And there are other occupations, generally speaking, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a professional course. Even teaching is also acceptable. So if that job falls on the occupation code and you gain an employment, you just have to pay the money. You just have to pay the application fee yourself. Remember, the organization must be such that can actually sponsor. The organization is eligible to sponsor and the role or the job is also eligible for sponsorship. And then you go ahead and pay for the job. So what does this look like? It looks like if you're currently a student and you get a job, you can switch your visa to the workers visa. What are the implications of being able to switch to the workers visa? So if you're able to switch to the workers visa, it means that your time starts to count. So if you're able to get the skilled workers visa for 5 years, you're able to renew it for another period of 5 years, and then you're able to stay in the UK for at least 10 years, then you can apply for your indefinite leave to remain. Your indefinite leave to remain is like a PR, a permanent resident. So it means that if you're currently on a student's visa or you're on a graduate visa and you do get a job, you do not necessarily have to worry, oh, is the job willing to sponsor? Because sometimes it's the financial implication that deters most organizations from being able to sponsor the people that they give employment. So technically you can sponsor yourself financially and then apply for the skilled workers visa. Now let's jump into the nitty-gritties of this switch visa process. First, your job must be eligible for the visa. Secondly, your employer must be approved by the Home Office. Like I said, your employer must be such a person that already possesses a sponsorship certificate. Thirdly, you must be paid a certain minimum wage. The minimum salary to be paid is £25,600 per year. You must be paid at least £10.10 per hour in that job. You must be paid the going rate for the job, whichever is higher. So there are some jobs that you may get less. Say for instance, I'm going to use law as an example. So if you're getting a job as a lawyer and they are paying you maybe 25,600, but the going rate for law is actually 30,000, which means the least you're supposed to get as a lawyer working in UK is 30,000. So you're expected to be earning 30,000. So if you get a job that is paying you 25,600, that does not count. Does that make sense? So minimum salary requirements, £25,600 or £10.10 per hour, or the going rates, whichever is higher. To know if your job is eligible, I'm going to include a link in the description box. You check out that link, check out the code as well. So there's a code for each kind of professional or unprofessional job available, and you check out the code, check if your job is eligible, and then you know that with that role you can be employed and be able to get sponsorship by yourself. However, you also do not necessarily have to meet the minimum salary requirements if you're doing a job that falls on the shortage occupation list. So this would include healthcare rules, this would include education rules, and some other rules. So I'm also going to include a link for you to carefully look at it for yourself to see if your job falls within the shortage occupation list. There are also other jobs that could be included. I'm also going to include them right here, as you can see. I'm going to include them right here, and then you would see that with those jobs, even if you are not earning the minimum salary requirements, you can as well switch to this visa. What does this mean? It means that if you're currently in a healthcare role and you're earning say £20,000, that is obviously less than the minimum salary requirement, you're still eligible for this visa because the job is a shortage occupation role. Shortage occupation roles refer to roles that there are not many hands currently available in the country. Does that make sense? Yes. So we're moving on to the big question, which I know a lot of people are waiting on, which is, I'm not going to say the question right now. I just want to state emphatically that there are two major requirements to switch to the visa. The first is the job requirements, which I have carefully analyzed and broken down for you to understand. The second is that you're able to read, write, and speak English. I did not make reference to this because if you're watching this video, chances are you can read, write, and speak English. But I'm just saying this for people who may be watching this video outside of the English-speaking territories. So you also must be able to read, write, and speak English. Finally, to the big question, how much does it cost to switch to this visa? First breakdown of cost has to do with people who are currently out of the UK and who intend to apply for the skilled workers visa. The second cost has to do with people who are currently in the UK and who intend to apply. The third category of the cost breakdown I'm going to be doing are for people who are applying for shortage. First set of people who are applying from outside of UK. If you're going to be in the UK and you're applying for the skilled workers visa for up to 3 years, that's a total cost of £625 per person. So this does not apply to your dependents. Your dependents have to pay an additional fee of that same cost. So if you're coming in alone, you're going to pay £625 per person if you're going to be staying for up to 3 years. If you're going to be staying for more than 3 years, for as long as you can afford, that is going to cost you £1,235 per person per year. So let's do the math. If you're going to stay for 2 years, for instance, that's £1,250. So it's a total cost of £625 application fee per year per person. So if you're staying for up to 3 years, that's £625 times 3. I'm terrible at math, so I'm going to put the total calculation here. So if you're going to be staying for 3 years or more, that's £1,235 per year up until the point you're going to be staying. per person if you're outside of the UK. So if you're within the UK, like me, and you currently want to switch your visa, which is the only sense of this video, up to 3 years is £719 per year per person. So if you're going to be staying for more than 3 years, it's £1,423 per year per person. Do you understand? So if you're within the UK and you would like to switch your visa based on the earlier explanation and analysis I previously gave, that's how much it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you £719 per year per person. The beauty about it is you can apply for 1 year and then apply again to switch. And then apply again. So if you do not essentially have to be taken aback by the fee, you could pay for 1 year, then pay for 1 year again, pay for 1 year. Hopefully they don't change the policy soon. So the ball is certainly in your court. Final one, which is what I know lots of people may be interested in, for the shortage occupation, for jobs that are listed in the shortage occupation of healthcare or educational roles, the fee is a little bit cheaper, and that's a total cost of £479 per year if you're going to be staying up to 3 years per person, and £943 per year per person. So if you're going to be working in a shortage occupation role, you're going to pay way less, and you're going to pay now is the application fee. You would also need to pay health surcharge. That's like your health insurance fee, and that's a total of £624 per year, regardless of your situation. So even if you're coming from outside, if you're applying from outside of UK, you're applying from inside of UK, you're applying for a shortage occupation role, regardless of your situation, you're going to be paying £624 per year as health surcharge. So say for instance you are currently within the UK on a student's visa or on a graduate visa, and you'd like to switch to this visa for up to 2 years, and you're applying as a single person or a single individual. So that's a total cost of £719 application fee per year. I'm doing the math here because I don't know it. And then in addition to that, you're also going to be paying £624 health surcharge per year. That is the figure, and the sum total is going to give you this sum total, and then that is how much you need to pay to apply. In addition to this, just like when you're applying for your visa and you need to show a certain amount of money in your bank account, you would also need to show a certain amount of money, unless you've been in the UK for a period of 12 months, at least 12 months. So if you've been in the UK for less than 12 months, you would need to show that you have a certain amount of money. You need to show that you have up to £1,270 in your bank account. So this is in addition to all the other monies you've previously paid account. The only people who do not need to show this are people who have currently been in the UK for at least 12 months in total, or who can provide proof that their employers are able to provide the sum of £1,270 for them. Do you understand this? I hope this is as simple enough as it can be. Remember that this visa, switching of visa, is majorly for people who are currently on a student's visa, or people who are currently on a graduate visa, or I said any other visa. However, there are some visas that cannot, for emphasis again, cannot switch to this skilled workers visa. And such people include visit visa. You just came into the country to visit, you cannot switch to this visa. I'm very sorry. If you're on a short-term student visa, you can't switch to this visa. If you're currently in the UK, say on a 6-month course program, or you're running a course that is less than 12 months, you can't switch to this visa as well. So if you have a child who is a student and you're the parent of that child, you can't switch to this visa. If you are on a seasonal worker visa, so you have a visa that allows you to come into the UK for temporary periods to work, maybe for 6 weeks or 6 months, depending on the nature of the work you do, you can switch to the sick worker in a private household, or you're on immigration bail, or you're currently staying in the UK outside of the immigration rules because of compassionate reasons. You also can't switch to this visa. So these are the persons who cannot switch to this visa. But for every other person, you can switch to this visa. And with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to carefully and easily break down all you need to know about the new skilled workers visa and the switch process. So if you have any other questions, I'm giving a disclaimer now. I do not work with immigration. I'm not an immigration lawyer, at least not yet. So these are the things that I found out from my research. I'm going to include the links in the description. I'm going to include in the description link UK immigration websites for you to check properly for the other questions that you may have. And if there's any other question that I may be able to attend to, I will let you know. Otherwise, I'll just refer you to the link. Until next time, I hope you're able to learn something from this video. I hope you're able to understand at least the basics about this new switch visa process. I will see you in the next one. Sorry, before you leave, please hit that subscribe button, because if you gain anything from this video, the least you can do is subscribe to this channel just to thank me for all these juicy details that I just gave you for free of charge. So the best you can do is hit that subscribe button, like this video. Please like this video, leave a comment, and I'll definitely interact. Until next time, see you in the next one.